Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're gathered here to commemorate the 16th anniversary of the 2009 July 5th Urumchi Massacre and to call on global action to stop China's ongoing Uyghur genocide. Before we start, we'd like to start with the playing of the U.S. national anthem to honor the 249th Independence Day of the United States of America, which was yesterday, and then we will follow with the East Turkestan national anthem and get into our event. So if you could please stand for the U.S. national anthem. Thank you. And now we will start. We will play the East Turkestan national anthem. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the East Turkestan government in exile, the East Turkestan National Movement, the East Turkestan National Fund, and the people of Occupied East Turkestan, we extend our warmest regard and deepest gratitude to the people and the government of the United States of America on the occasion of America's 249th Independence Day. Your founding ideals of liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness continues to inspire freedom-seeking peoples around the world, including the oppressed peoples of Chinese-occupied East Turkestan. Today, as the United States continues to celebrate its 249th year of independence, we gather in solemn remembrance of a deeply painful anniversary for our people, the 16th anniversary of the Urumchi Massacre, which occurred on July 5th, 2009. On that day, the streets of Urumchi, the current capital of our occupied homeland, red with the blood of peaceful Uyghur and other Turkic protesters who were brutally attacked and murdered by the Chinese occupation forces. In the following days, Uyghur neighborhoods were raided across Urumchi, and thousands of Uyghur men were dragged into the streets and beaten, cuffed, and later forcibly disappeared by the Chinese occupation forces. In other parts of East Turkestan, such as in the outskirts of Kashgar, Aksu, and other parts of East Turkestan, peaceful protests were brutally crushed and entire villages were massacred through bombardment and artillery strikes. The 2009 Urumchi Massacre was not merely a spontaneous outbreak of violence. It was a coordinated act of state repression and a grim precursor to the genocidal campaign that would intensify in the years to follow. The Urumchi Massacre set the stage for the systematic genocide we witness today, a genocide that continues to devastate our people. Today, in 2025, the Uyghur genocide is not a memory. It is a living nightmare that continues to claim lives, tear families apart, and destroy an entire nation. This genocide is ongoing. Today, millions of Uyghurs, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, and other Turkic peoples continue to remain imprisoned in concentration camps and prisons. Millions more have been enslaved in forced labor factories that supply cheap Chinese products to global markets. Over 1 million East Turkestani children remain forcibly separated from their families and placed in Chinese state-run indoctrination camps designed to erase their language, culture, religion, and identity. China's campaign of genocide has grown increasingly brutal and sophisticated. Cultural and religious expression is outlawed. Mosques, churches, and historical cultural sites are bulldozed. East Turkestani women are subjected to forced sterilization, abortion, and even forced marriages to Chinese men, which is nothing but state-sponsored systematic rape. Detainees in the concentration camps and prisons are tortured, raped, starved, entire families vanished without a trace. China calls this so-called de-extremification, but the world knows what it truly is: genocide. In a chilling development, recent reports, including that from the Telegraph, have exposed China's plans to triple the number of organ harvesting centers in occupied East Turkestan by 2030. These are not so-called voluntary organ transplant centers. They are slaughterhouses disguised as medical institutions. An estimated 25,000 to 50,000 Uyghur and other Turkic youth are killed each year so their organs can be sold to wealthy Chinese and international buyers. This is an industrialized, state-run murder for profit. It is the most gruesome part of China's ongoing systematic genocide and crimes against humanity in occupied East Turkestan. This escalation cannot be separated from the recent appointment of Qin Xiaojing as the new Chinese Communist Party secretary for occupied East Turkestan. Qin is not just a bureaucrat, he is a top implementer of China's ideological and political control machine. As a former vice minister for the United Front Work Department and the head of China's State Ethnic Affairs Commission, he has played a leading role in implementing policies of ethnic erasure and colonial domination. His appointment is a declaration of intent from Beijing that the Uyghur genocide will not only continue, it will accelerate. Qin fuses propaganda, intelligence coordination, and coercive repression into one function. Under his leadership, we sadly anticipate intensified efforts to erase Uyghur and other Turkic peoples, to expand enslavement through forced labor, to deepen surveillance, and increase China's transnational repression abroad. Qin Xiaojing is China's new overseer of genocide in East Turkestan, and his installation must be viewed as a direct threat to the survival of our people. Meanwhile, we are also deeply alarmed by the normalization of relations with China's genocidal regime by Western governments. Just last month, U.S. Ambassador to China, David Perdue, met amicably with Wang Xiaohong, China's Minister of Public Security, one of the key officials directly responsible for overseeing the mass internment, torture, murder, and surveillance of Uyghurs and other Turkic peoples. That meeting, framed as so-called law enforcement cooperation, is not diplomacy. It is appeasement of a genocidal regime. It is a betrayal of American values and those facing genocide in the 21st century. Let us be clear, the United States officially recognized China's ongoing atrocities as genocide on January 19, 2021, under the first administration of President Donald Trump. That recognition was a historical act of moral clarity. As a state party to the Genocide Convention, the U.S. is legally and morally obligated to prevent and punish genocide, not to cooperate with its perpetrators. Meeting with Chinese officials responsible for genocide and crimes against humanity under the guise of fighting drugs or crime only emboldened Beijing and legitimized its system of totalitarian rule, genocide, and colonization. Furthermore, such cooperation poses a threat to East Turkestani advocates abroad. China has long engaged in transnational repression. So-called law enforcement cooperation becomes a pretext for hunting down dissidents, surveilling exiles, and infiltrating diaspora communities and organizations. The world, especially the United States, must understand there can be no honest diplomacy, no moral trade, and no legitimate cooperation with a regime actively committing genocide. We therefore demand, not as a request, but as both a political and moral imperative. One, an immediate and total cessation of all security, intelligence, and law enforcement cooperation with the genocidal regime of the People's Republic of China. No security pact, no fentanyl framework, no so-called law enforcement exchange is worth legitimizing a regime that disappears millions of children, sterilizes hundreds of thousands of women, and enslaves entire nations. Two, we call for an end to all bilateral agreements and trade deals that embolden Beijing's genocidal machinery. No economic gain is worth the blood of millions of innocent people. The United States and all free nations must stop trading away the rights of Uyghurs and other oppressed peoples for short-term profits. Thirdly, we call for comprehensive, targeted sanctions against key perpetrators of the ongoing Uyghur genocide, including Chen Xiaozheng, China's newly installed overseer of ethnic annihilation, and Wang Xiaohong, China's Minister of Public Security and commander of the surveillance and torture apparatus. Sanctions must also extend to Chinese and foreign corporations complicit in Uyghur slave labor, including those directly sourcing goods from occupied East Turkestan. Fourthly, we call for expanding and strengthening the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. And we call for a binding prohibition on all imports linked to forced labor in East Turkestan. Products tainted with the sweat and suffering of enslaved Uyghurs and other Turkic peoples have no place in the markets of free nations. We also call for full legal and diplomatic support for East Turkestan's efforts to obtain justice and accountability, including supporting its complaint at the International Criminal Court to ensure that China is punished for its genocide and crimes against humanity in East Turkestan. And lastly, but most urgently, we call for the official recognition of East Turkestan as an occupied country and the reaffirmation of the U.S. Captive Nations Law, Public Law 86-90, which affirms that it is in the national security interest of the United States to keep the hope of liberty and independence alive in every nation held captive by communist tyranny, and to support those nations, including East Turkestan, through every appropriate means to recover their liberty and independence. The world must recognize this truth. The restoration of East Turkestan's full independence is not just a moral obligation. It is the only meaningful solution to end China's ongoing Uyghur genocide. It is the only way to secure the survival of the Uyghur and other Turkic peoples, and the only path to achieving justice, dignity, and lasting peace. Therefore, we call upon the United States and all democratic nations to uphold their solemn commitments under the Genocide Convention and international law, not just with words, but with concrete action. No government can claim to stand for liberty and justice while doing business with Beijing's genocidal regime. Trading away the rights of Uyghurs and other oppressed peoples of occupied East Turkestan for short-term economic gain is a betrayal of humanity's most fundamental principles. The threat of the Chinese Communist regime extends far beyond the borders of East Turkestan. It is a threat to democratic values, the threat to democracy, to freedom, to the international rule of law, to the security of all nations, including that of the United States of America, and to the freedom of all people across the globe. If the world does not stand firm against China's ongoing campaign of colonization, genocide, and occupation in East Turkestan today, it will find itself compromised tomorrow. Governments and corporations must stop putting profits over people. Multinational corporations continue to benefit from Uyghur slave labor while hiding behind opaque supply chains. Their hands are not clean. They are complicit. The international community must enforce human rights, due diligence laws, and impose meaningful penalties on companies that benefit from this modern slavery. To the international media and civil society, we urge you to continue exposing the horrors in occupied East Turkestan. The Chinese regime wages an aggressive disinformation campaign to deny its atrocities and delegitimize our struggle. It silences journalists, blackmails governments, and floods the internet with propaganda. But the truth cannot be buried. We must amplify the voice of the survivors. We must bring light to the darkest corners of our homeland. To the people of the free world, do not let this be another never again that the world ignores. History is watching. Silence is complicity. Action is overdue. We must transform words into deeds, declarations into policies, and recognition into justice. We must demand that our governments uphold their obligations to prevent and punish the crime of genocide. As we reflect on the horrors of the Urumchi Massacre 16 years ago, let us commit ourselves to ensuring that the blood spilled was not in vain. Let us honor the victims by fighting for the living, for those who are imprisoned and enslaved. Reaffirm that the people of East Turkestan will never accept Chinese occupation and domination. We will never surrender our identity and independence. We will never give up our fight to recover our liberty and independence and sovereignty. Our resistance is just. Our cause is righteous. Our goal is clear: the full restoration of East Turkestan's independence and the protection of Uyghurs and other Turkic people's right to exist in peace, dignity, and liberty. Together, let us raise our voices against tyranny. Let us demand justice, and together, shoulder to shoulder, in the spirit of liberty that built nations and freed continents, let us make East Turkestan free and independent again. Thank you. Now we'd like to call on Major Ben Lawson, a China strategist and a friend of East Turkestan, to give a brief remark. Thank you.
Thank you, Foreign Minister Hurriyar. Friends and colleagues, as we gather here to commemorate the July 5th anniversary of China's Urumchi Massacre, I feel like Americans haven't heard about it, and they don't know about it. And even those who have heard about it, maybe they just think that something happened, and they don't really understand it. Indeed, it's hard to imagine the terror that people of that day felt in East Turkestan. Now, China was always willing to kill Uyghurs by the thousands, tens of thousands. And that's unimaginable in a free society like ours. Truly, we're blessed more than we know. We can't even think of that sort of thing that would happen here, that we have trouble imagining it. But we can't be naive. China's threat is not only to Uyghurs and other Turkic peoples. China's threat is on our doorstep. It's in our cities. It's terrorizing our citizens and our residents. The free world must be ready to fight. We must fight the Chinese communist spies and their plots. We must fight and be ready to fight the Chinese military around the world. We must secure our economy against the People's Republic of China and its manipulations. And we must bring to reign our captured elites, the wealthiest among us who are profiting off of this immoral China trade. China's so-called magic weapon is indeed these wealthy people and other people that they've captured. We call them captured elites. They call it a magic weapon. It's their way of political warfare. It's their way of infiltration. How do we fight it? With our most powerful weapon, and that is our desire to be free, and the desire of every person to be free. That is the communist regime's greatest enemy and their greatest fear. It's the thing that they spend the most money trying to fight, the desire for freedom. And I have to believe that the desire for freedom lives still in the depths of China's concentration camps, and its slave factories, and its surveillance ghettos, and in the hearts of every Uyghur, Kazakh, and other Turkic person, in the hearts of the people of East Turkestan. America, today I ask you to learn their name, East Turkestan, that this people is in fact a nation, and always has been, and will be once again. And now, friends and colleagues, I'd like to say, or try to say a few words in Uyghur. Men hazır Uyghur dilida bir birlik söz demek. Bir Uyghur şair imamına Urumchi kırgınçılığı tekida mundak degen. Köp sandaki kişiler bu tolluk sözleşke cüret kuralmaydı. Ya ki kınıl bilmeydi. Oyla kayali kırındaşlar. Düşman biznak topraklarımızda. Biz Amerikalıkla ve Şarkı Türkistanlıkla düşmanımızga keriklik hemmini bekledik. Bazılarımız ruhumuz sattık. Yine topraklarımızdan yüz ırdık. Ve Kırp sandık kişiler bu torluk sözleşke cüret kılmaydı. Kını bilmeydi. Kandakisi bundak olsun. Lakin men sizden sorayım. Hazır vatanınızın ahval kandak. Aileniz bu yerde, aileniz bu yerde beheter mi? Danışman Yahudi Ustaz Munda etkan. İşini tamamlaş. Siz bir adımla mecburiyeti emez. Bırak sizden kol kılıçtırıp duruş. Hukukunuz yok. Vazifemizni ada kılıdıgan vakit yetip geldi. Vatanı tutkuzuş fakat sizdenle mesuliyetiniz emez. Ama siz vatan için kılgan işleriniz bilen esnirsiniz. Thank you, everybody.
Now we'd like to call on Amanis Mukhlis, the Director of Family and Women's Affairs of the East Turkestan National Movement, to give a short speech. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. We are gathered to remember the Urumchi Massacre 60 years ago on July 5th, 2019. Chinese forces killed and disappeared thousands of peaceful protesters in Urumchi. That day marked the beginning of a much darker chapter. It was the warning sign the world ignored. Today, I stand not only as a woman of East Turkestan, but as the voice of millions East Turkestani women and children, Uyghurs, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, and others who are suffering every single day under Chinese brutal occupation and genocide. East Turkestani women are being raped, forcibly sterilized, made to undergo abortions, and locked up in the concentration camps. Many are enslaved in factories. Some are forced into marriages with Han Chinese men they did not choose. Their so-called marriages are not unions. They are state-sponsored mass rape, used by the Chinese regime as a weapon to erase our identity and break our families. Our suffering is not history. It is happening right now. And the children, more than 1 million East Turkestani children have been stolen from their families and sent to the Chinese boarding schools. They're forbidden from speaking their language, practicing their faith, or remembering their identity. They're being brainwashed to love the very regime that destroyed their families. This is genocide. And even worse, between 25,000 to 50,000 East Turkestanis are being killed each year for forced oran harvesting. Young, healthy people are being murdered so their hearts, kidneys, and livers can be sold for profit. These are not rumors. This is happening right now in a region the Chinese state controls like a prison. And what hurts me the most, it is silence. Where are the global women organizations? Where are the children's advocates? Why are so many voices loud for others, but silent for East Turkestan women and children? We're human too, we're mothers too, we're children too. Once you became a mother, then you can understand what it means to love a child more than your own life. So now imagine that child being taken away from you and brainwashed, and you are locked up and for simply wanting to hold them. Without independence, East Turkestani women have no protection. Without independence, our children have no future. And this is what we say clearly, that East Turkestan must be free and independent. We're not Chinese. We never were and we will never be. We ask the world to silence. We ask you to stand with us, speak out, demand justice, stop the genocide. We ask the world to listen and help return freedom and dignity to the women and children of East Turkestan. Thank you.
And now we'd like to call on our Uyghur concentration camp survivor, Tursunay Ziauddin, to give a brief speech in Uyghur.
Assalamualaikum kardeşler. Assalamualaikum kardeşler. Bugün vatanimizda Urumchi vaqasida butun qarindoshlarimiz qirilgan. Xitoy tajovuz, Xitoy zulm, Xitoy bizning qarindoshlarimizni qirgan bir kun. 7 ayning 5-i. Lekin bu qirg'inchilik shu 7 ayning 5'i emas, biz hozirgacha davomlashib to'xtamay qirib kelyapti. Faqat shu kun emas, har bir kunimiz matam, zulm bilan, qon to'kilish bilan bo'lyapti. Shunga bugun shuningdek yana biz shu 7 ayning 5'ini eslash uchun shu qarindoshlarimizning to'kilgan qiyniga matam tutib Xitoyga biz bu zulmni to'xtatish uchun ham ularning qisosimizni olish uchun to'xtab qolmaydiganimizni, yanıla biz shu Xitoyning bu qisosimizni olish uchun harakat qilganimizni bildirish uchun bu maydonda turibmiz. Lekin u faqat 7 ayning 5'i emas, u zulm hozirgacha mana davomlashyapti. Har kuni bizning qarindoshlarimizning qiyni to'kilyapti, zulmda, turmalarda, lagerlarda, müddətsiz qamoq jazolarida, hatto o'ltirilyapti, qon to'kilyapti, to'xtab qolgan yo'q. Biz faqat bugun emas, har kuni, har minut ularni esimizdan chiqarmay, biz qarindoshlarimiz uchun harakat qilishimiz kerak. Xitoy tajovuz, Xitoydan bu qisosni olish uchun har vaqt qalbimizni tutish kerak. Eng oxirida men jiq gap qilgandek holim yo'q deyman, men yaqin yo'qbek mijozim yo'q deb shunday bir gapni dey. Bu yaqinning yo'q xuddi bir vatanimizda zulm to'xtab qolgandek, hamma yerda shunday bir vatanimiz ozod bo'lib ketib, bir shunday isil yashayotgandek qarindoshlarimiz, ba'zi bir qarindoshlarimizni berib kelib vatanga hech ish bo'lmagandek Xitoyning dipa usul o'ynab, butunlay dunyoda biz vatanda qarindoshlarimizni qon badaliga miyada kelib o'zimizning jinimizning qiynalganiga qaramay dunyoda genocide degizib butun dunyoga badal to'layotgan va siyosat qilib butun dunyoni Xitoyning abtibashirini ichib dunyoga ma genocide degizganni hammani nol qilib, yana vatanga berib qo'yayotgan qarindoshlarimiz hech qachon zulm to'xtab qolgani yo'q. Men shuni demoqchi. Hammalar deydiganim hech vaqt minut sekundda vatandagi zulmni unutib qolmanglar. Zulm tek to'xtagani yo'q. Biz bunga har vaqt qisos edish uchun harakat qilishimiz kerak. Rahmat.
Thank you. Now we will be facing the White House to chant and to call on the U.S. government and all governments across the world to take meaningful action to end Chinese occupation, colonization, and its ongoing genocide in East Turkestan. Agar Astrayk Kartap Shortolar için ornumuzdan intizak atrap. Urumchi Massacre, we remember!
Urumchi Massacre, we remember!
Urumchi Massacre, we remember!
Urumchi Massacre, we remember!
Urumchi to Uyghur genocide, never forget!
Urumchi to Uyghur genocide, never forget!
Urumchi to Uyghur genocide, never forget!
Urumchi to Uyghur genocide, never forget!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
75 years is enough!
75 years enough!
China out of East Turkestan!
China out of East Turkestan!
75 years is enough!
75 years enough!
China out of East Turkestan!
China out of East Turkestan!
Fascist China!
Fascist China!
Fascist China!
Fascist China!
75 years is enough!
75 years enough!
No more Chinese occupation!
No more Chinese
is enough.
75 years is enough.
No more Chinese occupation.
No more Chinese occupation.
Imperialist China.
Imperialist China.
Imperialist China.
Imperialist China.
75 years is enough.
75 years is enough.
No more Chinese colonization.
No more Chinese colonization.
75 years is enough.
75 years is enough.
No more Chinese colonization.
No more Chinese colonization.
Stop China's genocide.
Stop China's genocide.
Free East Turkestan.
Free East Turkistan.
Stop China's genocide.
Stop China's genocide.
Free East Turkestan.
Free East Turkistan.
Chinese occupation fuels genocide.
Chinese occupation fuels genocide.
Chinese occupation fuels genocide.
Chinese occupation fuels genocide.
Chinese colonization fuels imperialism.
Chinese occupation fuels imperialism.
Chinese colonization fuels imperialism.
Chinese colonization fuels imperialism.
Restore independence for East Turkestan. Restore independence for East Turkestan. End Chinese occupation. Free East Turkestan now. End Chinese occupation. Free East Turkestan now. East Turkestan is not China. It never was, it never will be. East Turkestan is not China. It never was, it never will be. Recognize and support East Turkestan sovereignty. Recognize and support East Turkestan sovereignty. Call it East Turkestan, not Xinjiang. Call it East Turkestan, not Xinjiang. Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country. Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country. Support East Turkestan's independence now. Support East Turkestan's independence now. Independence for East Turkestan. Justice for all. Independence for East Turkestan. Justice for all. We will fight. We will defend. We will fight. We will defend. China's the world's greatest threat. We must stop them before it's too late. No to Chinese occupation. Yes to East Turkistan's independence. No to Chinese occupation. Yes to East Turkistan's independence. No to Chinese colonization. Yes to East Turkistan's liberation. No to Chinese colonization. Yes to East Turkistan's liberation. Independence for East Turkestan. Justice for humanity. Independence for East Turkestan. Justice for humanity. Stop China's colonial empire. Stop China's colonial empire. America, stand with East Turkestan. America, stand with East Turkestan. President Trump, act now to stop Chinese imperialism. President Trump, act now to stop Chinese imperialism. America first means stopping China's crimes. America first means stopping China's crimes. America first means ending Chinese imperialism. America first means ending Chinese imperialism. America first means defeating China. America first means defeating China. America, uphold never again. America, uphold never again. America, don't delay. End China's genocide today. America, don't delay. End China's genocide today. America, take a stand. Free East Turkestan. America, take a stand. Free East Turkestan. America, defend liberty. America, defend East Turkestan. America, defend liberty. America, defend East Turkestan. America, apply the Captive Nations Law now. America, apply the Captive Nations Law now. America, recognize East Turkestan now. America, recognize East Turkestan now. America, support East Turkestan now. America, support East Turkestan now. No more deals with genocidal China. to stop imperialist China. America first means stopping China's genocide. America first means stopping China's genocide. America first means ending Chinese imperialism. America first means ending Chinese imperialism. America first means defeating China. America, take a stand. Free East Turkistan. America, take a stand. Free East Turkistan. America, recognize East Turkestan now. America, support East Turkestan now. America, support East Turkestan's independence. Şurada America, take a stand.
America, take a stand.
America, stand with East Turkestan.
America, stand with East Turkestan.
America, stand with East Turkestan.
America, stand with East Turkestan.
President Trump acts now to stop imperialist China. President Trump acts now to stop terrorist China. President Trump acts now to stop fascist China. America, take a stand. America, take a stand. Support East Turkestan's independence. Support East Turkestan's independence. America, recognize East Turkestan now. America, recognize East Turkestan now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, this will be the conclusion of our demonstration in front of the White House in English. We're going to quickly, I'm briefly going to give a speech in Uyghur to call on our fellow East Turkestanis across the world. Assalamu alaikum. Dünyanın varlık yaylarındaki muhaciret varlık Şarkı Türkistan kırılmışlar. Bugün dünyanın arka yerlerinde Şarkı Türkistan'daki 2009 yıldaki Urumchi kırgınçılığını hatırlaş bilen dünyanın arka yerlerinde namayış kılıp avazımızı, narazılığımızı dünyaya bildiriyordunuz. Lekin biz boşap gitip varmız yakından yazı. Umumi halk buluştuğumuz bilen teşkilatla mı emmisi halk boşap gitip varız kırımdaşlar. Gerçi halkara mı bizim naslımızga burunqidek köngül bilmeyotdu. Onun köngül bilmeslikinin en birinci sebebi özümüzninki avazımızı çıkamayotganligimiz için. Özümüz davamlıq izchil hareket qilmayotganligimiz için aziz qarindoshlar. 2009 yildagi Urumchi qirg'inchiligi bizga asli xalqimizga bir uyg'unish akilish kerak edi. Xalqimizningki dushmanni tunib, dushmanni qaytadan tunib oladigan, dushmanni kim ekanligini qaytadan bilib oladigan bir uyg'unish akilish kerak edi. Lekin afsus bu oyg'inishdan, bu qirg'inchilikdan xalqimiz meyli vatan ichiliklar bo'lsin, meyli sirtidiklar bo'lsin, tuzuk oyg'onolmadik. Va bu irqiy qirg'inchilik, Urumchi qirg'inchiligiga qilganligimiz uchun ham bizning sukutimiz, ham xalqaroning sukuti bilan bugunga qadar davomlashayotgan 10 yillik irqiy qirg'inchilikni boshlab keldi. Gerçi bu irqiy qirg'inchilik 1949-yili Xitoy tajovuzchilari Sharqiy Turkiston zaminiga biz kirgandan tortib Xitoy buni planlab kelgandi. Shu vaqtdan tortib boshlanib keldi. Va davomlashyapti qarindoshlar. Biz xalq bo'lish bilan, millat bo'lish bilan izchil hareket, qarshilik hareket berolmaganligimiz tufaylidan mana bugungi bu davomlashayotgan irqiy qirg'inchilik va yo'q bo'lish girdobiga tushib qoldik qarindoshlar. Biz nishonimizni Xitoyninki Uyghur tufaylidan, Xitoyninki bizga rahbar deb atab qo'ygan munofiqlar, xoinlar tufaylidan nishonimiz burilib, davosimiz xalqarolashmay qoldi. Xitoyning istixborotning Uyghur tufaylidan biz haqiqiy davosimizni qilmay boshqa Xitoyni xo'sh qilib qo'ydigan yoki Xitoyga vaqt qozonib turadigan talablarni qilib bugunga keldik. Bugungacha keldik. Gerçi bunu biz qilmadik, ammo ba'zi tashkilotlar nimalar shuni qildi. Aziz qarindoshlar, bizningki davlatimizning yo'qligi tufaylidan, hozir ko'ryapmiz xalqarada. Davlatimizning yo'q bo'lmasa, mana bizningki kunimizdagi xorliq, irqiy qirg'inchilik, mustamlik, ishg'oliyatdan boshqa narsa ko'rmaymiz qarindoshlar. Yo'qolishdan boshqa narsa ko'rmaymiz qarindoshlar. Davlatimizning yo'qligidan ovozimizni xalqaro qilmayotdi. Haqlarimizni atalmish shu kishilik huquqlar haqlari bo'lsin, boshqa haqlar bo'lsin, shu xalqaro qonun bo'yicha hech bir haqlarimizniki amaliyotda qarshi bo'lgan, amaliyotni uni kafolat qilgan narsamiz yo'q. Chunki bu narsa shu davlatimiz. Shuning uchun bizningki birinchi nishonimiz hammamizniki, har Sharq Turkistonlikniki mayli diniy nuqtadan bo'lsin, irqiy nuqtadan bo'lsin, siyosiy nuqtadan bo'lsin, madaniyat nuqtadan bo'lsin, har qanday haqlarimizni qo'g'dashning birdan-bir yo'li Sharq Turkistonning mustaqilligini asliga keltirish va davlatimizning egilik huquqini qaytadan tiklashdan iborat qarindoshlar. Bundan boshqa yo'l yo'q biz uchun. Va biz badal to'lamay bizga mustaqillikni birisi alaysa mustaqillik deb akitmaydi. Biz badal to'lamay alasini haqqında birisini qilmaydi, biz talab qilmaydi. Biz shu haq uchun, o'zimizningki haqqimiz uchun, o'zimizning vatanimiz uchun, o'zimizning kelajagi uchun kurash qilishimiz kerak, badal to'lashimiz kerak. Qirlatimiz kunda necha minglab Sharq Turkistonlik qarindoshlarimiz, ağaçlarımız, atalarımız, balalarımız, analarımız, sınırlarımız, akıllarımız turmalarda, kamplarda öldürülüyordu aziz qarindoshlar. Kunda necha ming yalğız organlarını sökeş bilan lan yılda az deganda 25 mingdan 50 ming qarindoshlarimiz şehit qilinıyordu. Katlanıyordu aziz qarindoshlar. Bundan artık bir irqiy qirg'inchilik yo'q bu dunyoda. Bundan ortiq bir vahshiychilik yo'q bu dunyoda. Xorlik yo'q bu dunyoda aziz qarindoshlar. Va bu xorlikni, bu irqiy qirg'inchilikni tunutish, xalqaro tunib yetishgani yo'q. Ba'zilari ko'tildaydi, xalqaro tunib yetib bo'ldi, anda siyosat qilish kerak, manda siyosat qilish kerak deb. Xalqaroning hozircha Sharq Turkistonning nima ekanligini bilmaydi. Uyghur qirg'inchilik, irqiy qirg'inchilikni İtiraf qilgan faqat bir 10 davlat. Dunyoning 200 dan ortiq davlatidan. Va sosyal medialarda ko'ryapsizlar, ko'pinchilari shu Xitoyninki ta'tir tashviqotlarga moslashib bu irqiy qirg'inchilikni inkor qiladi. Hatto bu namoyishni qilmanglar deb deydigan ba'zi o'zini da'vogar degan ba'zi munofiqlar chiqishga boshladi. Yana Xitoy shu ovozimizni yo'q qilamiz deb xalqaroniki bu masalaga ko'ngil bilmaslik uchun shunday nurg'un o'yinlarni o'ynayotdi. Vatan qaytirib kelinglar, anda ichirdik, manda ichirdik deb ba'zi vijdonini, g'ururini sotgan munofiqlar millatimizning orasidagi sotqinlar. Ya'ni ashuna desak bo'ldi. Hozirgi vaziyatda vatanga qaytsa, shu Xitoyninki propagandasini qilmagandan boshqa narsa emas. O'zimizningki irqiy qirg'inchiligimizga asli qo'shgandan boshqa narsa emas. Aziz qarindoshlar. Shuning uchun meniki yana deydiganim, davomli da'vat qilamiz. Har birimiz o'zimizning qilolganimizni, majburiyatimizni ado qilishimiz kerak. Hozir sosyal media davrida yashayapmiz. O Uyg'urchada aqchko'ch deb, o andati, mamandati aqchko'ch deb bir-birimiz bilimiga ketib bo'lmay, ma chet el tillarida o'zimizning turishlik davlatlarning shularga xalqini, ma irqiy qirg'inchilik davomlashayotganligini, ma ishg'oliyatning davomlashayotganligini, Xitoyniki ne kadar tehlikaliligini shu tillarda anlatishimiz kerak. Biz bir-birimizga anlatishimiz kerak, bir-birimiz bilamiz. Dunyoga anlatishimiz kerak. Onu manda qilish kerak, anda qilish kerakni tushunmay bir-birimizga. Biz bilamiz. Hammamiz bilimda. Xalqaroga anlatishimiz kerak aziz qarindoshlar. Hammamizningki, bo'lib tashkilotlarningki. Eğizde bizim mustaqillik deymiz deb qo'ygan bilan amaliyotda harakat unda bo'lmayapti. Agar haqiqatan mustaqillik deydigan bo'lsak, eng az deganda shu ishlarlarimizda, talablarimizda xalqaroga davomli deydigan matbuotlarga, muxbirlarga, davlatniki shu kirishayotgan parlament a'zolariga, rahbarlarga talabim nima deydigan bo'lsa, birinchi talabim mustaqilligimiz. Devletimizin mustaqilligini asli keltirish. Bundan başka kapaletimiz yok. Şu sen davatkan kişilik hukukni, dini erkinlikni, demokratiyani kapaletga ega qildigan bir narsa bor bo'lsa, Sharq Turkistonning mustaqilligini va egilik huquqini asli keltirish. Onundan başka narsa quruq. Aldı bilan mushuni hal qilishimiz kerak. Agar samimiy bo'lsang, ey, qaysi davlat bo'lsa, mushuni qilishing kerak deb bularga besim qilishimiz kerak. Va bular hammamizdan o'xshash talab chiqqan vaqtda amal yo'q. Bular uchunmi? Hammamiz o'xshash narsani talab qilgandan keyin ularga amal yo'q. Boshqadan Uyg'ur tepga kelib ma'manda da'vat deyolmaydi. Ha Uyg'urlar hammasi shunday deydi. Shu bir-birisi bilan gaplashadi. Bong kelayotgan Uyg'urlar manda deydi. Hammasi o'xshash gap qilyapti. Qanday qilamiz? Besim qilyapti. Talep o'xshashkin. Ya bunun şu kırılıp git bardı. Xalqaro qonun bo'yicha buniki o'z taqdirini belgilash haqqi bor. Bu shu o'zining taqdirini shu mustaqillik orqali belgilaymi deyotdi. Bular besilib olgan bir millat ekan, bir davlat ekan deb xalqaroni bizni qo'llamay boshqa chora yo'q. Ammo Sharq Turkiston uchun kurash qilish biz o'zimizning majburiyati. Uningga kurash qilib, uningga jinimizni, milimizni, qanimizni pido qilish bizning majburiyatimiz. Amerikalik yoki Yevropalik yoki boshqa kelib biz uchun o'lab bermaydi aziz qarindoshlar. Uning uchun o'zimizning qilishimiz kerak. Hozir biz sizlardan Sharq Turkiston uchun o'lab beramiz demayapmiz. Qizimiz hammamiz vatan uchun shu zamonlam jinimizni tikitimiz, shu zamonlam o'lab beramiz vatan uchun. Hozir Sharq Turkiston uchun yashab beringlar. Sharq Turkiston uchun harakat qilib beringlar. Mayli tor orqali qilalig'ini, mayli bir tweet orqali bo'lsin, bir social media post orqali bo'lsin, bir rasm, bir xat orqali bo'lsin, bir imzo orqali bo'lsin. Shunda namoyishlar qilib, qo'l yerda xalqaro bildirish bo'lsin. U Xitoyningki elchixonasini oldi turib olib Xitoyga do'stlardan degan bilan Xitoy parvoyi pilik. Xitoyga ming desanglar uni Xitoyning nimasini o'zgartirmaysizlar. Chunki Sharq Turkistonga tajovuz planini boshlagan vaqtdan tortib Sharq Turkistonni ishg'ol qilaman deb, tajovuz qilaman deb planni tuzayotgan vaqtlar Xitoy niyatiga shu vaqtdan planlab bo'ldi. Ayg'ida bizni qirib tugib tamoman yo'qotib o'tishni. Shuning uchun biz hammamiz Yana deydiğim, hareket kılışımız gerek. Kulağlarımızla kılışımız gerek. Özgür'ün başta. Ama doğru hareketle kılışımız gerek. Birinci ağırlık nişanımız emez. Birinci nişanımız Şarkı Türkistan'ın müstakillikine destek ediyoruz. Onun ikimizin kişilik hukukumuzun buldu. Dini erkinlikimizin buldu. Başka asıllarımızın buldu. Bu elde olan ikim kavgandalarımız elde buldu. Özgür'ün başta. Dünyanın arka hikayeleri teşkilatların rahbarları gel. Eğer hakikaten samimi Şarkı Türkistan için kreş kılmen deyilgen birisi bolsunuz. Vatanının kelgisi için kreş kılmen deyilgen birisi bolsunuz. Biz oturda bir Amerika'nın prezidenti Donald Trump efendimge o çıkışını yollamakçı aldığımız onun günde esir devletler yakın milletler hepsini aldı da Şarkı Türkistan'ı şu esir devletler arasında Türkistan'ı yapar. Bizim şu esir devletler yakın milletlerde 1959 yılı tızımat kılgan. Ama Amerika'nın ki xuddi Tibet'in kanda işgalastırki bir devlet deb itiraf qilgan bo'lsa, bizni o'xshash itiraf qilishini va Tibet'nin ki kanda tashqi ishlar ministrida Tibet masalalari maslahatchisi turg'isi bo'lsa, Sharq Turkistonga o'xshash bir kishini tayinlashini va Tibetliklarniki qandaq devletininki kishilik nima o'z taqdirini o'z belgilash haqqi bo'lsa, bizniki o'xshash haqqimiz bor ekanligini xalqaro talab qiladigan va bu irqiy qirg'inchilikni amaliy to'xtatadigan harakatlarni qilishiga va bizni Xitoy bilan tijoratida setib etmasligiga, tijoriy kelishimlarda, nimalarda setib etmasligiga chaqiriq qiladigan bu xatni imzo qilishinglarni talab qilaman, aziz qarindoshlar. Barliq rahbarlar va tashkilotlar. Deydiğim yani şu, hammamiz mecburiyetimizni ado qilmasak, biz o'zimizniki shu qilish orqamiz bilan yoki hareket sozimiz bilan qiyomatda ham bu dunyoda ham qiyomatda buning hisobini beramiz qarindoshlar. Aşağıdaki qirilayotgan necha million, qirilib bo'lgan necha million xalq bizning kiyikligimizni siqadi qiyomatda. Allah bizdan so'raydi, sen sana o kadar imkoniyatlar bersem, Şarkı Türkistan'dan seni neçə milyon, 40 neçə milyon insandan seni ben çetelge çıkarırsam, seni şu yerde ör dünyasında, muş halkın değerli alt üçün imkaniyetlerini, buyruklarını bergen tutsam, sen bu buyruk icra kım mı diyen? Sen bu ibadetini kım mı diyen? Da bizden kişilikimizin sıkıdı. Ve halkın bütün günahları bizge atıldı. Dini cihetten mesela mallarımız köp ya, tırnaktan, onundan, sakaldan çıkıp gitimiz. Ama Şarkı Türkistan'da halkımız ahiretinden mi mehrum kılınatıdı? Dinsizlaştırıvatıdı. Ve onu birinci nişanımız onu kutkuzuş, sakalını kini koyuvasak buldu. Sakalını kanda bu yaşlı, tırnaklı kanda kişini kini ütüvasak, ünüvasak bunun kizliğini yok. Aldı bilen halk ne kutkuzuş? Alınki dinsizleşip gitişini kutkuzuş. Ve onun birden bir yolu Şarkı Türkistan'ın müstakillikine su keltiriş. Dini ulamalarımız o kadar köp bizimki bu millette damullamlar. Ama hiçbirisi köpüncüsü bu Şarkı Türkistan'ın müstakillik meselesi gelsem misal kılıp turasparslar. Şu dinsizleştirilayotgan şu milletninki barlık günahı kıyamette sılga atılıdı. Sen bu millete ilgi çıkmadın. Sen dini ulama turup bu millete ilgi çıkmadın. Şunu kırılıp geçişe, şununkinin kılışıga kıldığında onunki kıyıgan bağırlı günahları. Ama sana sılga atılıdı. Oynap bakımlar. 40 neçin milyon halkının günahı sılga atıldı. Yüzümüzün günahı zaten aşıdı. Yüzümüzün günahı bilen cennet apel kılıp Allah cennet kırgıçta ulaş gidiyor. Ama 40 milyon insan günahını, 45 milyon insanın günahını bilen cennet kılası mevgülük doğacak tutarsa. Eğer bu sizden yol tutayım, nasıl kırılmazsa. Şunun için annemiz, yüzümüzün ki avlatlarımızın tergisi ve bugünümüzde ve ahiretimizde, dünyalıkımızda ve ahiretimizde tamamen nifkılış için, toğdaş için Biz Şarkı Türkistan'ın müstakilligini esga keltirish uchun canimiz bilan, melimiz bilan, kanimiz bilan, barligimiz bilan kurash qilishimiz kerak aziz qarindoshlar. Biz bu hareketlarni qilsak, har tashkilotlar o'xshash shaklda, o'xshash narsani qilsa, bizga albatta hem Allah'ın nusrati keladi, hem boshqalardanmi Allah'ın yordami bilan bizga yordamlar keladi aziz qarindoshlar. Va shu Sharq Turkiston uchun kurash qilib janimizni fido qiladigan vaqtimi keladi. Ammo uning uchun biz harakat qilishimiz kerak. Eng oxirgi deydiganim, Allohim bu millatimizga Sharq Turkistondagi shu Urumchi qirg'inchiligida qatlangan, shahid qilingan barliq qarindoshlarimizni Allah o'z panohida ularni Firdavs jannat bilan ato qilgan. 75 yılının yazı, bulup mu bu 12 yılının yazı, 13 yılının yazı Şarkı Türkistan içine kırılıvatkan, ırkı kırgınçılıkta kırılıp şehit kılgan qarindoshlarımızın hammasini günahlarını afv qilgay ve hammasini Firdavs jannatda ato qilgay. Bizningki Şarkı Türkistan'ın mustaqillik uchun kurash qilib, jenini melidin barliqdan voz kechgan şehit ajdodlarimiz, mujohidlarimiz, ata-analarımızın hammasini, qarindoshlarımızın hammasini o'z panohida Firdavs jannat bilan mukofotlagan. Va bizni Sharq Turkistonga, millatimizga, vatanimizga, qarindoshlarımizga, davosimizga xiyonat qilib qolishdan, sotqinlik qilib qolishdan, munofiqlik qilib qolishdan saqlasin va bizni munofiqlardan, xoinlardan, sotqinlardan yiroq qilsin va davosimizni, hepimizni ulardan pak kılsın ve bizge öz panohidan yardımcılar versin. Bizge siyasi yardımdan, iqtisadi yardımdan, askeri istihbarat yardımdan, Şarkı Türkistan'ın müstakilligini qaytana esga keltirish uchun shu haqiqiy jang maydonlarida Sharq Turkistonninki uchun ozodlik, mustaqillik uchun kurash qilishga fursatlarni ato qilsin. Aziz qarindoshlar, ammalarniki shu vaqtimda, garchi bugün o kadar hayırlı, biz uchun hayırlı kun emas, ama bo'shab ketmay harakat qilaylik. Qo'limizdan kelgan harakat qilaylik. Allah hammamizga kuch-quvvat, jasorat ato qilsin. Hammamizga haqiqiy iymon, haqiqiy vatan sevgisi ato qilsin. Amin. Assalomu alaykum.